Good morning. Doppler Online. Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. SPC Severe Weather Briefing. Today is an elevated day. The Storm Prediction Center has placed a large swath of the country under an enhanced risk for severe weather, and that is our focus this morning. An enhanced risk means organized severe weather is likely across a large area. Not every storm will be severe, but the atmospheric setup is favorable for multiple significant events including tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. Day 2 carries a slight risk and Day 3 a marginal risk, so we are watching a multi-day severe weather event. Let me walk you through exactly what you need to know. Looking at the Day 1 categorical map on screen right now, you can see the enhanced risk area highlighted across a broad corridor stretching from the southern plains through the upper Midwest. This is a classic mid-April severe weather pattern, and the ingredients are potent. A deepening surface low-pressure system is pulling a surge of warm, moist air northward from the Gulf of Mexico. That rich moisture is the fuel thunderstorms need to explode. Above that moist layer, the atmosphere is extremely unstable, and when I say unstable, think of it like a coiled spring. The air near the surface is warm and buoyant, while cooler air sits above it. Once something triggers that spring, storms erupt violently and grow tall very quickly. The triggering mechanism today is a strong cold front sweeping eastward, providing the lift needed to release all of that pent-up energy. Now here is what makes today particularly dangerous. Wind shear is very strong across the threat zone. Wind shear means the wind speed and direction change dramatically as you go higher in the atmosphere, and that creates rotation inside thunderstorms. Strong wind shear is the single most important ingredient for supercells, which are rotating thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes, very large hail, and destructive straight-line winds. Today's setup supports discrete supercells forming ahead of the front during the afternoon, some of which could become long-lived and produce multiple hazards simultaneously. Later in the evening, those supercells may consolidate into a fast-moving squall line with a significant damaging wind threat. This is not a routine spring severe weather day. The combination of moisture, instability, and shear is above average for an enhanced risk, and significant severe weather is on the table across multiple hazard categories. Now let me take you through each hazard individually. The tornado probability map is now on your screen. The Storm Prediction Center has tornado probabilities up to 10%, with significant tornado areas flagged. A 10% tornado probability may sound low, but in severe weather forecasting, that number covers a very large area, and when the significant tag is attached, it means there is a real possibility of strong, long-track tornadoes rated EF2 or higher. These are not brief, weak spin-ups that touch down for a few seconds. The environment today supports tornadoes that could stay on the ground for miles and produce destructive winds exceeding 130 miles per hour. If you are anywhere inside the enhanced or slight risk zone today, you need to identify your tornado shelter location right now. That means an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows. A basement is ideal. A closet or bathroom in the center of your home works if you do not have a basement. If you live in a mobile home, you must leave and get to a permanent structure before storms arrive. Switching to the wind probability map, now on screen. Damaging wind probabilities reach up to 30%, with significant wind areas possible. That significant tag means gusts exceeding 75 miles per hour are possible in some storms. At those speeds, large tree limbs snap, power lines come down, roofing material is peeled away, and weak structures like sheds, carports, and older outbuildings can be destroyed. Even at the more common 60 to 70 mile per hour range, you are looking at widespread tree damage and power outages that could last hours or even days. If you have patio furniture, trampolines, grills, or anything unsecured in your yard, bring it inside or tie it down now before storms arrive. Stay away from windows during the storms and be prepared for power outages. The hail probability map is now on your screen. Hail probabilities also reach up to 30%, with significant areas possible. The significant hail tag means hailstones 2 inches in diameter or larger are possible. 2 inches is roughly the size of a hen egg or a golf ball, and in the most intense supercells today, stones could reach baseball size or larger. Hail of that size shatters car windshields, dents metal roofing, destroys siding, and can cause serious injury to anyone caught outdoors. If you have a garage, get your vehicles inside before storms arrive. If you do not have a garage, consider parking under a sturdy covered structure. Do not try to outrun or chase these storms to protect your property. Your safety is more important than any vehicle. Now let me walk you through exactly who is in the threat zone today. The highest risk, the enhanced level, covers a significant geographic area from the southern plains through the Great Lakes. That includes Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Des Moines, Iowa, Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Detroit, Michigan. If you live in or near any of those cities, you are in the zone where organized severe weather is most likely today, including the potential for all three hazards: tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. Expanding outward into the slight risk, we pick up cities across the Central Plains and into the Ohio Valley. Across Kansas and Missouri, that includes Wichita, Kansas City, Springfield, and Omaha, Nebraska. In Oklahoma, Tulsa is in the slight risk zone today. To the northeast, Cleveland, Ohio, and Albany, New York along with Hartford, Connecticut are also included. The marginal risk extends even further, reaching from Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas northward through St. Louis, Missouri, Indianapolis, Indiana, Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, then stretching into the northeast including Buffalo and New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Boston, Massachusetts, and Providence, Rhode Island. Even in the marginal zone, isolated severe storms are possible, so do not let the lower category lull you into complacency. The general thunderstorm area extends broadly from Denver and Lubbock through Louisville and Washington, D.C., and a broad swath stretching from the southern plains through the Midwest and into the mid-Atlantic. Thunderstorms in this zone may produce brief heavy rain, lightning, and gusty winds even if they do not reach severe criteria. Let me walk you through the timeline now. Storms are expected to initiate across western Oklahoma and central Kansas by early afternoon as the cold front pushes eastward and daytime heating destabilizes the atmosphere. By mid to late afternoon, supercells should be ongoing across central Oklahoma, including the Oklahoma City metro, and also across Iowa near Des Moines. Through the evening hours, the threat shifts eastward into Missouri, Wisconsin, and Illinois, with storms reaching the Chicago and Milwaukee metros during the late evening. By overnight, the squall line should be pushing through Michigan, including Detroit, and into Ohio. This is critically important because overnight severe weather is the most dangerous kind. You cannot see what is coming, and many people are asleep. If you are in the Great Lakes region or Ohio Valley, set your phone alerts to maximum volume tonight, and have a plan to shelter immediately if a warning is issued. The threat should wind down across the eastern portions of the risk area by early Wednesday morning. There are no active severe weather watches at this time. That is expected to change. I anticipate the Storm Prediction Center will issue tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches beginning this afternoon, likely starting across Oklahoma and Kansas and expanding northeastward through the evening. When a watch is issued for your area, that means conditions are favorable for severe storms and you should be ready to act immediately. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. Enable emergency alerts on your phone, download a reliable weather app, and if possible, have a NOAA weather radio with a battery backup. Do not rely on outdoor sirens as your only alert, especially overnight. Looking ahead, Day 2, Wednesday, carries a slight risk as the system continues to push eastward. The threat area will shift into the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and parts of the Northeast. If you were in today's marginal or general thunderstorm zone in the east, your turn may come tomorrow with isolated to scattered severe storms possible. Day 3, Thursday, carries a marginal risk, suggesting the system will be weakening, but a lingering low-end severe threat could persist across parts of the eastern United States. This is a multi-day event, so even after today's storms pass, stay weather-aware through the rest of the week. Areas from the plains to the Great Lakes to the northeast could see repeated rounds, and storm damage from today could make subsequent rounds more dangerous due to weakened trees and compromised structures. Here is what I need you to do right now. First, identify your shelter location. Know exactly where you will go if a tornado warning is issued, especially if you will be asleep tonight. Second, charge every device in your home, your phones, your tablets, your laptops. If the power goes out, those devices are your lifeline for receiving warnings. Third, get your vehicles into a garage or undercover before this afternoon to protect them from hail. Fourth, secure or bring inside any outdoor furniture, decorations, or loose items that could become projectiles in 70+ mile-per-hour winds. If you are in the threat zone today, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me exactly how you are preparing. Whether you are identifying your safe room, moving cars into the garage, charging your devices, stocking up on flashlights and batteries, or gathering your family to go over the severe weather plan, share what you are doing. Your preparation steps today could inspire someone else reading those comments to take action that saves their life. Doppler tracking. Stay weather aware and keep your alerts on. End transmission.